sweet-spirited person, but my name is Eunice Love, and I am the founder of the Love Yourself campaign, which is an organization promoting self-awareness and self-improvement. But it's all about self-love, and you can't get to self-love without awareness and working on yourself. And it's a daily practice. And I am also a singer-songwriter and
Yes.
an author of my first-time published book called Poetic Hearts.
Awesome. Poetic Hearts, and I've been seeing that, Eunice, and we're going to talk about all of that with your awesome CD, your new release CD.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that as well. Love Train, right?
Yes, that's it's an old remake by the OJs.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, and I heard it, girl. It's
Oh, you
popping. Yes,
did.
I did. Yes,
Good.
I did. It's popping,
I'm
and
glad you like
I
it.
love it. I love it.
Awesome.
It's real smooth and classical. It's just, it's jazzy. It has a
Yeah.
really good flair to it. I love it.
Good. It felt good to me. Well, I heard someone else do. I heard another version by Bunny Sigler, who
Uh-huh.
wrote a lot of hits for the OJs and Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes. He's out of Philly, and I heard his version. He recorded in 1974, and I fell in love with it because it had a gospel feel. And I
Yes.
thought if I take that with the Love Yourself message, it could be a great thing to do a classic by the OJs. But I put the New Orleans sound to it, so I added horns and
Right, right.
I'm looking forward to making a video soon. So it's gonna be real fun.
It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah,
I
it's gonna be a
I
great thing.
already see the direction that it's taken, and I see just the images that you have too, and all that you portray already, and I love the little flair on the train tracks, the old school
Yes,
kind of twist to it.
yes.
Yeah, and very very sexy.
Ah.
Uh-huh. I mean, what's love if you're not sexy with it, you
Well, I
know?
think you should feel that way about
That's
yourself.
right.
So
That's
that's what
right.
I just wanted to portray who I am and how I feel
Exactly.
about me. So in a
Exactly.
classy way.
In a very classy way. So let's talk about that, Eunice, on this morning. How you feel about you, because I know you're pushing love yourself, and of course, we have to first love ourselves before we can give love to anybody else, or even feel love from someone else and acceptance
Yeah,
from someone else. It has to
that's
start
so
with
true.
us first. So let's talk about love, and how did you get started with the Love Yourself campaign?
Well, I didn't always love myself, and I had a long journey to self love. Of
Hmm.
course, I had to experience some things in life. I experienced a lot of harsh things in life as a young girl, and when you experience a lot of hurt, you don't
Right.
really know how to channel into something positive if that's
Right.
what you're used to.
Yes.
So you look at yourself as if something's wrong with you, and
Hmm.
people inflict hurt on you, whether it's abuse, whether it's sexual abuse or any kind of abuse, and feeling abandoned or
Right.
suicidal because you don't feel good enough.
Right.
When abuse happens to a young girl, and that's what happened to me, you kind of look at yourself like something's wrong.
Yes.
I mean, and you feel embarrassment, you feel ugly, you feel dirty, all these things. So I felt that for a very long time.
Hmm.
And growing up into an adult, a young adult, I started, mingling into drugs or, partying too much. And
Yeah.
later on, as I got a little bit older, I tried cocaine and I
Mm.
became addicted.
Okay.
And I was addicted to cocaine for about 6.5 years, and I nearly died because I
Wow.
had a drug overdose. And that scared me to life. And I didn't understand why I was still here.
I love that the fact that you said it scared you to life.
It did because I couldn't.
Yes.
You know, uh, Seeing myself leave this earth, I could not understand. A few days later, what am I here? Like, why am I
Right.
still here? So
Awesome.
I thought about all those great things that I liked and I loved about myself. I thought about music. I thought about writing. I thought about, you know, how I saw myself as a little girl, what I wanted to be in life as a little
Yes.
girl, which was a writer. And I wanted to always, as far as singing, I could have had huge opportunities in music because I've on my journey I met so many different beautiful people that you see on TV now, and I've gotten a chance to work with people and meet them. But I wanted to sing for something, and
Yes, a
I needed my
purpose.
message to be
Right.
purposeful.
Yes.
I always knew that
Yes.
inside, so I would take it for granted the opportunities. I'm like, okay, I'm here, whatever, let's do this because I can. And I took, I just could not really get into it. No matter what opportunity was there, I couldn't grab it. So I felt like I was here for that particular reason. I had to stop being embarrassed about what I went through and tell it and share it. And I'm like, I'm here, not, I can't just be here for me. I have to open up and I have to start writing this stuff down because somebody else, just like I was, needed to hear or see an example of what overcoming those type of struggles are. And so I thought, hey, that's why I'm here, and I'm going to challenge everything that I know of myself to do. I'm going to do that.
I'm just loving this whole thing because this is my first time, Eunice, hearing your story.
Yeah.
But I already know that there's a message to your music. So, and just to have that type of audience, the Love Yourself campaign, and to push Love Yourself, there's a message in that. And just knowing all about who God is and God is love, and just hearing your message and your campaign, I knew that there was a story behind it.
Yeah.
Because you can't be that powerful and anointed and flourishing without a force being driven.
Amen.
And it comes from somewhere, and we know it
Amen.
comes from God, the God within us. But our experiences, Eunice, shapes us into who we are.
It does.
And it's a blessing behind it because what the devil meant for evil, girl, God's going to turn it around and work it out together for our good.
So
and
true.
He does all things well. So I am excited about the Love Yourself campaign
am I.
your journey. You should be. You should be. The amazing thing about the Lord, and I speak about the Lord even on my show because He's in me, and that's who I am. That's who I am. I'm His daughter. But the most amazing thing about what you just shared with your powerful, powerful story is not being able to see the residue of the afflictions that you've been through.
That's all God. Because
it is.
I look at some folk, I see some people and I know they're struggling with some of the things that I may have struggled with.
Yes.
And sometimes people look like they're going through.
Right.
And I don't remember what I looked like as I was going through. Sometimes I see pictures and I'm like, oh my goodness. But, it could have been worse. I could look just like everything I've been through. And, God cleaned me up, and only God could do that. It's impossible that I could do that, So God is real. And He has purpose for every one of us.
Yes, He does.
It's hard to see that you have purpose when you're going through so much. It's hard. And sometimes when you're going through so much and you have purpose, you kind of question it. I mean, keeping it real, that's, as a human being, that's what you do. You question, you're like, okay, this is going wrong, that's going wrong. I can't possibly have a purpose because you're so engulfed with all the pain.
Yes, yes.
And but hey, I'm a witness that enduring and fighting and continuing on and remembering those beautiful things inside of you, it kind of helps to come out of it and remember your purpose.
It's awesome that you said through all of the affliction and almost unto death, you woke up realizing, why am I still here? That there was something greater and something deeper and something more significant than any trial or any test that you could have gone through, that you woke up understanding, I'm here for a reason and a purpose.
I had to have been, because I was really supposed to be dead. I could, I know the damage that I caused myself. I saw the self-destruction.
Yes.
But I was addicted to something, that it's sometimes unshakable for people. But I knew that waking up, seeing myself again, I'm like, really?
Wow.
He's still here.
Wow. That's an incredible story, Eunice. That's incredible. Yeah. And that's a wonderful, powerful story to help reach others, that, because I know that would baffle their mind and like, wow, she made it. She went through and she came out, and there's no
Sometimes
residue.
I'm still wild that, wow, I'm actually here.
I love it. You know why? Because when you say that and you think that and believe that, that keeps you humble.
Yeah, it does. It does. And it keeps me excited,
Yeah.
about the work that I'm here for.
Right.
And understanding that it's not about you, it makes all the difference in the world because there's so many people who needs it, whether you're woman, girl, boy, man, whatever, everyone needs to understand the importance of self-love.
Yes.
And or knowing their self-worth. A lot of people just don't know. They just don't know. Right. So sometimes they self-destruct.
Yes.
And they allow others to abuse them because and a lot of us are not taught that. We're not fortunate. A lot of us are not fortunate to have parents who teach that, the importance of knowing you're beautiful and you're important and you're smart and just little pushes like that exactly. I see you support your kids all the time. I think is a wonderful
number one
thing.
Fan, boo. Yeah. Number one fan. Yeah. I said, I cannot be who I am and all that I've experienced in life. Even as a teen, I was a teen mom, and just preach to the world and empower other young girls why my children go to hell. The devil is a lie.
No, that's right.
I'm going to be their number one fan, and I'm going to be cheering them on. And when they have their niche, that thing that they know that they were here set to do, I'm going to back them and support them and, endorse them and all of that. So I go in the Blue Nile Bowl and check in. Mary J's in the house.
Yeah.
The foundation room at the House of Blues, because I believe that every gift and talent comes from the Lord. And God is such a big God. He's such a big God, and he's bigger than the four walls of the church. He's not limited to just only gospel music.
That's right.
And I say that boldly, because I know that everything that my daughter, my kid Javon, the gift that is in her, God gave it to her. She was like you, writing these little notes down on a paper towel and a napkin.
Yeah.
She went to Noka and she would write down, and she would tell me, Mom, this just came to me, and start writing stuff down. The girl been doing it since she was a little girl. She came home with the Billie Holiday poster. I'm thinking, where in the world did this child... why? Not Janet Jackson, not somebody that's, that's closer in her era. Billie Holiday. So, I'm going to be there. I'm going to be there with them. And I love what you're doing, Eunice. That's, that's why I thought about you for the whole Real Talk with Mary J. Yeah, with love. And we've been talking about love because, just as you said, there's so many hurting people. Yeah. Particularly women that are hurting, that struggle with their self-esteem and their self-image, self-respect, knowing their self-worth. And you talk all about it.
It's important to know it. And sometimes people need to hear someone say how important it is because you don't have it at home. Right. And, it's not just young women, it's older women, didn't hear it from their moms. And it goes back and it goes back and it goes back. So we have to do the work inside, to experience that love.
Exactly. And and I try to say that as often as I can, because I know a lot of young women do not hear it or have not heard it. I'll hug your neck off, girl. People be like, oh, they be thinking I know them. I don't know you, baby, but I love you. They were like, wow, she's really cool. Because, I had a young lady tell me that she thought I really knew her. I saw her out at the Blue Nile, and she thought I knew who she was, and I saw her somewhere else, and we were talking. She realized I didn't know her. She was like, you gave me the biggest hug, showed me so much love. I thought the whole time. Yeah, we do. I need it too.
Yeah, we all need
I need it too. We give away what we need. But we're getting ready to go into our commercial break. We don't want you all to go anywhere. Stay right there. Don't move. Hold on to your seats, because we're coming in a little strong and a little deeper with the lovely Eunice Love. You're listening to Real Talk with Mary J on New Orleans Talk Network.
Nobody gives you.
Listen up. Your customers, our listeners, could be hearing about your business right now. Yeah, right now. Don't miss out on the opportunity to advertise with NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. Call our business department today at 504-475-4793 to hear about our great rates. NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. We provide the people, you provide the business.
Hi, this is Jill Samuels with Faith That Works. Join us every Tuesday at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time and 12 noon on New Orleans Talk Network as we change the lives of people with the Word by equipping the body of Christ to evangelize the world while reconciling people back to God. Let us continue to carry the water to the desert because Jesus is the living water.
Stop this hauling water to the sea.
This is Remus Bowman. I want to invite you every Monday at 12 o'clock live for You and Your Credit. You can call in, you can ask me questions. Believe me, I've got most of the answers for you. We're going to help you get a good credit score. We're going to open doors for you to have an opportunity to be successful and pay low interest for your automobile, your home, your credit cards, everything you buy. We're going to put you on a great path to have a successful future. Send me your request for information. I'll be glad to answer your question. Every Monday at 12 o'clock, join me from 12 to 1 Monday afternoon for You and Your Credit, originating from New Orleans Talk Network.
This is Captain Black.
This is Brother Al Mims. Join us for our new show,
The Hostages Fight Back. Wednesdays, 10 a.m. Central.
We are all hostages to something.
But it's up to us
to find the courage to fight back and make the change.
So tune in to become the change you want to see in the world here on New Orleans Talk Network.
Brothers and sisters! Brothers and sisters! I don't know what this world is coming to.
Contact page, send us that email address today.
You tuned in to Real Talk with Mary J, and we're live on New Orleans Talk Network this morning. I hope you're having a Merry Monday. If you're not, you can join us today and have a Merry Monday with us all day long. We'll be here at 10 a.m. and then you can follow me to blogtalkradio.com/Real Talk with Mary J at 10 p.m. Central Standard Time. I'm in the studio today with the lovely Eunice Love sharing with us, and we're talking about real love. If you're looking for love in all the wrong places, in the wrong spaces, from the wrong people, you can find love within yourself. My girl Eunice is in the house with us today, and she said you must first love yourself. You have to have self-love, self-worth. Love yourself deep within, and what you exuberate, it will flow across the board, and everybody will see the love that you have for yourself, and they will learn to respect that and honor that. Am I right, Eunice?
You are absolutely right.
I'm just intrigued with this amazing story that you have before we went into our commercial break, because I said before, just all of what you exemplifies and the whole Love Yourself campaign, empowering other women and young girls to love themselves and to feel that love. And like you said before we went into commercial break, they may have never received it from anybody else, may not have received it from home, and not even hear it,
Right.
from someone that they love. So let's talk a little bit more about that on today.
Okay. I think it's important. I think a lot of parents take for granted that what they do for their kids means that they love them, and they should know it. So they forget the importance of expression, and or affection.
Yes.
Like children. I mean, we're human beings. We need that.
Right.
And just as a parent, just as an adult, you feel a need for a companion. You need that touch. You need that expression.
Right.
So
That's right.
your kids need that from you. And when they don't have it, of course, because we're human beings, we desire it. We go out and we look for it. And you don't want your children going out looking for it, like Mary J.
That's
said,
right.
in all the wrong places. It has to start at home. And a lot of our uplifting and inspiring and motivating our children, it has to start at home first. Don't depend on the teachers and your parents, their
Right.
grandparents to do it.
That's
They have to hear it from you. It's important. And you don't want your kids growing up looking for love and alcohol, drugs. These things are very easy to come across nowadays for kids.
Yes.
So you don't want them looking for that and self-destructing, at an early age or later in life. So it starts at home.
It does, absolutely. And like you say, when we find it at home first, our first love must come from our father, our mother, to know the example. So when we have an example of what love looks like, we're able to discern when it's not love.
Exactly.
Because a lot of times now, what have me to really know what love is, believe it or not, I found out first what love isn't.
Yes.
You understand? And
Yes.
when I understood what love was not, it helped me to identify real
Really
love.
what love is. Yeah.
Yeah. And a lot of times, like you said, we're not validated and affirmed by those that are closest to us, And you're dead on when you say a lot of times parents give things to their kids, and to them that's like loving, because some people don't know how to express it,
Right.
especially those of our older generation.
Yes.
They, that affectionate, even to from a father to a son, they didn't do that. They thought that was too soft, too feminine.
Yeah.
So, they just was strong and hard. Big boys don't cry, be a man. And
Right.
so you don't have this affection even for our young men. And when they grow up, they don't know how to express that love to a woman.
Exactly.
You
And
know?
even as young women, the fathers are like, be a man. I've heard so many different people say in different families, to women or to young girls, get over whatever it is and move on. That's their, that was their way of showing strength. That was their
Right.
sign of strength.
Right.
Their strength. And
Right.
it's really a sign of weakness, because what you're doing is running away from the problem.
Right.
That's what cowards do.
Exactly.
So you have to dig in. You have a problem, you see the problem, identify it, acknowledge it, and work at it. That's how you get rid of it.
That's right.
It don't go away.
It
You only
doesn't.
carry it into adulthood,
Yes.
and it
Yes.
can bring you to an overdose.
Yes, yes, yeah. You bring that baggage from childhood that have not been dealt with into new relationships, and and then you get entangled with familiar spirits,
Yeah.
and you don't realize how you end up there, and you end up in a place, that you looking for a way of escape, and you don't know how to find your way out. And all that, this person said they love you,
Right, right.
they said it and they must have meant it, because you've never heard it. You haven't felt it. You don't really know what it feels like to really be loved. So, this must be it.
Yeah, you think it's it because, wow, I never heard that before.
Right. Right.
No,
Right.
that's not what love is. It's just what you missed, growing up, or it's what you were supposed to hear at the time. So you take what they give you in action. It can be pretty disturbing at times. It breaks
Yes.
your heart,
Yes.
and that's not what love is. And then
Not at
people
all.
think, oh, I can fix this. I can fix this. Love doesn't come unfixable, first of all.
Right.
So we can't fix love.
That's
Love is
right.
an
Good point.
experience.
That's right.
It comes prepared. It's a gift from God.
That's
It's already.
right.
It's already. It's patient. It's kind. It's already fixed. You can't fix a person. You can't fix a woman or a man.
Right.
Love is supposed to be experienced.
That's so true. That's so true. And like I said, when you learn to know what love is not, because, the Bible gives a good description of it in Corinthians, First Corinthians. It talks about in 13th chapter, I believe, that, love does not boast in itself. It's not envy. It's not prideful.
Right.
It's not puffed up. So I learned what love is not first. And then I realized, okay, if this person or whatever it is that I'm believing does not portray any of this, that's got to be genuine love. But one thing about love, like you said, it doesn't need any work. It doesn't need any help. It stands alone. And you'll be able to recognize it from afar off, from afar off when you really have true love.
Right.
True love. So
it's easier. I think it's easier to identify when you've already given it to yourself, or when you're giving it to yourself. You know exactly what it is you want love to feel like, what you need it to feel like. And what you give yourself, I mean, others are going to either try to give you something different, and that that's not for you, so you let it go right there. So that's what loving yourself helps you to do. It helps you to identify the treatment you deserve, or you deserve as a person.
Exactly.
Yeah, and you don't have to tolerate so much foolishness from other people.
Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. When you learn to love you, and I thank all of my listening audience that are there. We're streaming live at Facebook and YouTube, and I want you all to continue to connect with us here on Real Talk with Mary J. on New Orleans Talk Network. But what you're saying, Eunice, as it relates to loving yourself and knowing who you are, there's something that's in you that lets you know when something just isn't quite right, when you deserve more. And, as a child, I just always understood that I was a queen, I always wanted doors open. I always wanted chairs pulled. Always wanted a guy to hold my hand. And, and it started from a little girl in kindergarten. Because when I was in kindergarten, my teacher used to say, and I was a Brown and a Girl Scout, they used to say, okay, girls first, line up, ladies first. So I began to hear that at an early age. Ladies first, girls line up first. And then, okay, when Mary's going to go to the cafeteria, I need a young man to follow her.
Right.
So it's
I got that too.
You get it?
Fortunately, I got that from Girl Scouting and Brown.
Right. And so learning that, so I always expected that. And, and at this age now, it's like, please go sit down, take several seats. Right, exactly. Because I've always wanted it, always believed that I deserved it, and expected it. So when you have that love within yourself, dating yourself, because that's a process.
Yeah.
A lot of times we're looking for love in all the wrong places, and we're trying to fill that void with a man.
Exactly.
Sometimes, ladies, we have to take time out for ourselves, love ourselves, date ourselves, and that's the most amazing thing to me.
It is. You have to get in touch with you. I mean, if you can't get in touch with yourself, believe me, you're untouchable with anybody else.
That's right.
That's
right. I say, if you don't enjoy your own company, because girl, if I could talk to you off camera about some of the things that I do with me for me, run your own bath water, take your bubble baths, light your candle, put your rose petals in the tub.
There.
Girl, I fixed me a steak dinner and potato and candles, and had a glass of wine and was in the tub with it. Had the tray on the side
with your music,
with my music on and the lights out, and just rolled with it. So you have to be able to do those things, and I try to do that even with my 15-year-old. Teach her how to cook and how to make a steak, and the girl can cook. She can cook at 15, because I don't want her to grow up believing if a man take her to a steak dinner, he's the most amazing thing that has ever walked the earth, and then after the steak dinner he want to take you home. But when you know how to go home and fix your own steak, and know how to pick out the best cut steak for yourself, that doesn't impress you.
Right, and he can't just take her out to go get just any old steak.
Right.
She know what it's supposed to taste like, look like.
That's right. And I have her brother opening the doors for her. Her father opened the doors for her, so she expect that, I tell her all the time, I love you. You're beautiful. And
She is.
she's a little chocolate girl. So, she's beautiful. I always call her, you're my beautiful chocolate sunshine. And then I have my kid Javine. That's my
She's
heart, my
gorgeous,
first
too.
heartbeat. My first
And
heartbeat.
your son is extremely handsome. You have a beautiful. Go ahead, girl.
Yeah. God is good, and as I was saying to you before, there's no residue. You don't look like what you've been through.
Yeah.
And I'm so grateful to God that there's no residue on me because I don't look like what I've been through, and I can tell you all some of the stories, but we'll save my story for another show. But I can tell you some of the stories, and that's why I too, Eunice, like yourself, am driven by the element and the power and the conviction of love, because I know what love can do. Love covers a multitude of sin. Love washes things away. Love calls you to forgive people that you know you should be mad at, that you know you should have vengeance with and want to get back at. But love casts away all of that stuff, that bitterness, that brokenness. It casts aside all of that. And I've just learned to love on purpose. I love on purpose. I love on purpose in spite of, because I know if the devil himself can stop you from loving the way you do and keep reminding you of your past and what you've been through, he's got a strong hold on you. And I refuse to have those grips on me, Yeah, so I just keep loving. So let's talk about real love, Eunice, because apparently you found it. Apparently you found real love.
I did. Real love, if you believe in God, that's where it starts.
Yes.
And we know that everything God gives is a gift. Even some things that show up that we're not prepared for, you experience that journey, and at the end of that journey, if you endure, there's a gift waiting. So, and the journey is a gift as well. Real love, I think. Well, I know real love does start within, and it starts with you first. Of course, we want someone in our lives to love, and we want someone in our, to come into our lives and love us back. But we have to start with us first. And just like I told you, that real love, I believe, is unfixable. It's not something that needs to be fixed. You don't look for somebody and say, this is supposed to happen with this person, or have certain expectations. It is an experience.
That's good.
It is an experience, and when you understand that love is an experience, you can actually embrace what love really is. So I say all the time that you can't force love, because love is. It just is.
It stands alone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It can't be forced. You can't say when you're gonna get it. You can't. You have to understand it's already there.
Right.
So looking for it, you could stop that.
Come on now.
Stop that journey. That's an unnecessary one. You don't have to put yourself through it. It's already here. Start with you first, and allow yourself to experience those beautiful things about you and the growth.
Right.
As a human being, we all have to grow into the person we want to be, the person that we know we're supposed to be. And don't forget that love is always there. So you have to reach inside yourself, and don't forget that God is love. That's I think, real love is God. God is love, and God is within you. So it's always there. Don't ever forget that. You don't need someone to come inside of your life and give you love. It's already here. They have it. Maybe they need to get in touch with it, but you don't have to look for someone to bring you love. You already have it. And all they can do is bring their part of love, and you experience that. I think that's what real love is.
That's awesome. Just knowing who you are and whose you are, and having the own self-confidence of being like you said, nobody can give you that. Gift comes from God. But before we close out and we're getting ready to wrap up and get out of here, thank you for coming on the show. Let the people know how they can get in touch with you for your CDs, Love Train. We're getting ready to go into our break, but I don't want them to go and not hear. How can they pick up your CD?
Well, I haven't released it just yet. I mean, it's being played on 106.7 FM radio,
yes.
But I'm releasing it in November, actually, for the holidays. I'm not sure which date yet, but during the holidays. But you can go to eunicelove.com and pretty much find all information on me there.
Okay, awesome. Well, don't go anywhere. Stay right there. We're going into commercial break. We want you to hold on and come back and share with us real love with the one and only, the lovely Eunice Love, in the studio with us today on Real Talk with Mary J.
What is New Orleans Talk Network? It's today's hottest topics with an added flair. You get ready, because the conversation will be hot, and better yet, mobile. Download the New Orleans Talk Network app, available on Android, iPhone, iPad, and you can listen to us on the web at www.neworleanstalknetwork.com. Write down our talk line at 504-341-TALK. That's 504-341-8255. Interactive and worldwide. That's what we are. Join in on the real conversation and tell a friend about the New Orleans Talk Network.
This is Captain Black.
This is Brother Al Mims. Join us for our new show,
The Hostages That Fight Back. Wednesdays at 10 a.m. Central.
We are all hostages to something,
But it's up to us.
find the courage to fight back and make the change.
So tune in to become the change you want to see in the world, here on New Orleans Talk Network.
Brothers and sisters! Brothers and sisters! I don't know what this world is coming to.
This is Remus Bowman. I want to invite you every Monday at 12 o'clock live for You and Your Credit. You can call in, you can ask me questions. Believe me, I've got most of the answers for you. We're going to help you get a good credit score. We're going to open doors for you to have an opportunity to be successful and pay low interest for your automobile, your home, your credit cards, everything that you buy. We're going to put you on a great path to have a successful future. Send me your request for information. I'll be glad to answer your question. Every Monday at 12 o'clock, join me from 12 to 1 Monday afternoon for You and Your Credit, originating from New Orleans Talk Network.
Hi, this is Jill Samuel with Faith That Works. Join us today as we allow the Word of God to change the lives of people by equipping the body of Christ to evangelize the world. I want to personally thank you for spending this hour with me and the body of Christ. Join us on Tuesdays from 11 a.m. Central Standard Time to 12 p.m. on the New Orleans Talk Network. Your encouraging coach, Miss Jill.
From a lack of rain.
And let Larry know that you heard about WAGS on the New Orleans Talk Network. Call him now. WAGS Food and Culture at 1601 Plaza Drive in Marrero. The New Orleans Talk Network has added hundreds of listeners to our email database. But we don't have you. Make sure that you are in the know by sending us your email address. Go to the NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com and send us your email contact so that we can send you action matters, community events, show topics, and a whole lot more. Go to the contact page and email us today your address. That's NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. Go to the contact page, send us that email address today.
You tuned in to Real Talk with Mary J, and we're live on New Orleans Talk Network. I hope you're having a merry Monday. I am. Me and the wonderful Eunice Love in the studio on today. We're talking about love, real love. What's love got to do with it? Absolutely everything. Everything, of course it does. I'm back live in the studio with Eunice Love, and we were talking about as it relates to relationships and looking for love in all the wrong places, that we have to love ourselves first. Love starts with us. And the beautiful Eunice Love said that it's not anything that needs fixing, and stop looking for it, right? Stop looking for it. It'll come to you. And when it comes, it will be packaged well. Love doesn't need any work. It doesn't need any help. And like you said, Eunice, a lot of times we believe that we have to fix the person or have them to be more this way or that way. But if it's love and it's real, it's going to stand along, and it's going to be all of what God intended it to be.
That's right.
But we're talking about your love that you found, the real love that you found, and your story, your experiences, Eunice, and what you've been through that have brought you to this place of purpose and all of what you're doing with the Love Yourself campaign. You have this beautiful cap, and I don't just wear anybody's stuff, y'all. You know, this is, I love it, let me tell you, because it's very trendy. It's sexy. You know, I love the logo, the Love Yourself apparel, the logo.
LYS.
LYS, that's right, you know, and it looks very, very classy, very sexy, and very sporty. You can dress up or dress down with this. That's why I like it. You know, I'm like that with the T-shirts too, you know, even though I am a Christian, a woman of God, and no offense to, you know, those who love it, wear it, you know, but I don't wear big box T-shirts with the big Bible. You know, I don't have to be a walking Bible to know that the word is in me. You know, what's in you comes out of you. So I don't do all of that because, you know, it comes across as very religious, you know, and when people look at you being religious, they don't.
It can be intimidating.
Right. Yeah. You know, because they feel like you're coming with judgment, you know. So you just be who you are and be yourself, and what's in you will come out of you, and people will get to know the Christ in you, the love of God in you.
That's what I love about you.
Awesome. Yeah.
I said that a couple of months back.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Thank you. Well, we want to talk about your poetic love, your book on poetic hearts.
Poetic Hearts. If you noticed, Poetic Hearts, it's a map. And, of course, Louisiana has love in it.
Awesome. Okay. Yes.
And, I mean, this is exactly what it's about. It's about inspiration and inspiring other people, you know. Now, I used my personal everything in here is personal, you know, it comes from my personal experience, but I put it in poetic form, and I put affirmations and quotes behind every poem, and the first poem is called Forgiveness. And, you know, some of the quotes are my personal quotes, and some of them are biblical quotes to follow, and it's about courage and strength and growth, help, inspire, heal, peace. And that's exactly what this book is mainly about, healing. Yeah, healing. And I believe that forgiveness is very important for yourself.
Yes.
And for other people, you know, that may have hurt you or that you allowed to hurt you, you know. And sometimes we beat up on ourselves when we let other people hurt us. And so we have to forgive ourselves for the self-destruction that we cause ourselves because someone else hurt us. So, and we become our pain. So we self-destruct. And this book is, I dedicated it to my past. And because so many people are presently going through what I've gone through. So I dedicated it, and to my past, and it says a dedication to my past. I survived it all. I dedicate poetic hearts to those who stumble, sometimes fall. And if you're reaching out your hand, I'm sorry, that's wrong.
That's okay.
Some, I dedicate poetic hearts to those who stumble, sometimes fall. If you lost sight of hope, reaching out your hand, I'm throwing you the rope to give you hope again.
Oh, that's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And poetic hearts, for those of us that have had our hearts broken. Have you had your heart broken? I'm sure.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I've had mine broken too. Yeah. And it's nothing like a broken heart. I tell you, it's nothing like a broken heart. And a beautiful picture of you on the back. Beautiful, beautiful. It's nothing like a broken heart. But there's a master mender that I know, and his name is Jesus.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, what I've learned to know and to love about him, that he would take all of those broken, scattered pieces, and he would put them back together.
Yeah.
He's a master mender. And, he would take your broken pieces and make them a masterpiece. And I love it because each piece that you have on this book, courage, strength, create, help, growth, inspire, peace, heal, believe, dream, joy, smile. All of these pieces that are a part of our lives that has been broken and scattered abroad. God would take it and mend it back together and take all those broken pieces and make a masterpiece, and all of who you are and everything that you've been through. He would use it that he would be glorified in and through you. And he's the one that has given you the voice to sing and, the creativity to write poetry and to be able to write your book and make your music. And it's all according to his purpose.
And it's all out of love.
All out of love. Isn't that awesome?
Yes.
All out of love. That's a beautiful thing when you can have your heart broken and still love the person that broke it.
Yeah.
And like I said before, I do it deliberately and on purpose. I believe that we have to forgive no matter what it is, no matter what we've been through, because as we were talking and you just mentioned it just now, that forgiveness frees you. It frees you. I'm gonna tell you, it frees you from being victimized. It frees you from being walking in condemnation and guilt and resentment and anger and wrath and all of that. Forgiveness releases all of those strongholds off of your mind and off of your self-worth. And that's when you really begin to love you within, when you can forgive yourself first.
Yes. That's why it had to be number one in that book.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a beautiful thing too that you can write about it, talk about it, sing about it.
Yeah.
That's why I talk about, so much too. It's sort of an oxymoron what I'm about to say, because I'm a person that is very, very private. If you really know me, I'm very private, but yet I'm very free. And in being free, I speak on certain subjects that matters to me because God told me some time ago that I would be saved from silence. And when you begin to open your mouth and speak, and God showed me this vision of me when I opened my mouth that multitudes were being healed. And that's what this platform of Real Talk with Mary J is all about. It's a social network for a positive outcome.
Yeah.
And I want to be able to help empower, inspire someone else, to encourage those who may not know or may be looking for love or looking for relationships or looking for something that is genuine and it's real. And they can find it in the smallest things that, you looking all over and it's right there.
It's always there.
You can find it in the simplest smile and in the most genuine hug. When you know that it's really, really genuine, you begin to feel it, because I tell you, Eunice, I can hug some people and feel their spirits, and feel, there's so much stuff, so much pain. That's why I do it deliberately. Some people don't like they be they don't like to be hugged, but because they're not used to being touched, they're not used to that affection. But we're gonna do some more about this love, and I want to bring you back on too, because
please do.
Yes, I definitely will have you to come back and share with us. We're getting ready to wrap it up and get out of here, but I hope you had a Merry Monday today. Did you have a Merry Monday?
I did, Mary. Coming dealing with a cold, you lit up my morning.
Awesome.
You got on your red, representing love.
Yes, and so do you, and I love this cap. Is this my cap? Because I've been
yours.
trying to get your
that
stuff,
is
girl.
Yours. And please go to eunicelove.com. You can find out everything about me there. And this book is at Amazon, Barnes & Nobles, Kindle, but you can go to eunicelove.com for this book as well, Poetic Hearts. Mary, thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you for coming on, and you're going to come back with us, and we're going to talk a little bit more about love, because, we're getting in depth into the holiday season.
That's right, and Love Train will be ready,
yes,
so I'm bringing it to you.
Awesome. Love Train will be ready sometime in November.
Yes.
Awesome. You all better catch the Love Train with my girl, Eunice Love. She's riding the Love Train, and it's amazing. To me, it's better than the one before.
Oh, thank you. Thank 106.7 FM radio, Dino Hansen, for having me in rotation. Captain Chris, all of those people over there. Thank you.
All right. All of you, shout out to you guys. I mean, if you're looking for love in all the wrong places, all the wrong spaces, you don't have to look any further. I tell you where you go look. Look in the mirror, look at yourself deep within, and you'll see all the beauty within yourself, what God has already put in you. Can no man take it from you, can no woman take it from you. Love is real. So we're talking about it on Real Talk with Mary J. We want you to follow us tonight at 10 p.m. Central Standard Time on blogtalkradio.com/Real Talk with Mary J. Hope you share with us today. Thank you for coming on again, Eunice.
Fox News Radio. I'm Dave Anthony. Hillary Clinton's team is happy.
He went into the